Hi, and welcome to Momza Yoga series of mini workshops on pregnancy and prenatal yoga. These short workshops are designed to give you information on the major changes of your body in pregnancy and how yoga fits in. I hope you like these videos. If you do, please like and subscribe at the end. Be sure to let me know if there's something else you want to learn about on Momza Yoga. Thank you. Hi, and welcome to Momza Yoga's series of mini workshops on pregnancy and prenatal yoga. Today we're tackling the spine. I think having a long, strong, healthy spine is one of the most important factors in having a comfortable pregnancy. If we can keep our backs strong and healthy in pregnancy, we may see improved breathing, we may see better positioning of the baby, potentially less back pain, and an improved pelvic floor. In order to understand how a healthy spine can contribute to all of these things, we need to know a teensy little bit about anatomy. I promise to make this quick. The first thing I want you to understand is that the spine has 4 curves. You can see in the diagram here, there's the cervical curve, the thoracic curve, the lumbar curve in the low back, and the sacral curve. Today we're talking about the bottom 2. Those are the ones we really care about today. The reason for all those curves in your spine is to distribute the weight from the upper half of your body through the lower half of the body. The head, the chest, the belly, they're heavy, and all of that weight has to be safely distributed across the spine down into the floor. If we didn't have those curves, then what would happen is all of the vertebrae or the bones in the lower part of your back would just get squished from the weight from above. So the curves in your spine are important, and having just the right amount of curve is important. The second thing I want you to understand is that the pelvis is also really important in this process. The spine relies on the pelvis to distribute the weight from the upper body across the bones of the hips, down the long bones of the legs, across the arches of the feet into the floor. You can see that a little bit in this diagram here, how the weight goes from above over the pelvis and down into the floor. So you may begin to see why having the proper alignment of the spine and the pelvis is so important. We have lots of misalignments. We're walking around with these issues all the time in our modern culture. We're wearing high heels, we're sitting at a desk all day, we're sucking our tummies in. There's many, many reasons why we have a little bit of a misalignment to begin with. I'm going to demonstrate 2 of the most common ones here. So if you take a look at your hips, find your hip bones, this is one of the most common things that we see with people walking around. They tend to stick their booty out, right? The pelvis tips forward, the bottom sticks out, and what does that do to that lumbar curve in your spine? It makes it very curvy, too much of a curve. So all of the weight from the upper half of your body is now hanging over the front. Instead of being carried over the pelvis, it's sort of pulling the pelvis forward, hanging over the front, and now the bones in your lumbar spine are getting squished. They're getting squished because there's too much of a curve there. And it's putting a lot of strain on your back muscles, right? It's also putting a lot of strain on your abdominal muscles. We'll talk in later videos about why this is also very bad for your pelvic floor and for breathing. The second thing we see is that we tend to tuck the hips under sometimes. This is really common if you sit all day. If you think about sitting down in a chair, right? Your tailbone is tucked, and then we stand up, and it's like we never got up out of the chair. We still have our booty tucked under, and what's happening now is that nice curve that used to be in the back is gone. It's flat. Now the weight from the upper body is hanging down over the back. It's not going over the pelvis into the floor. And the vertebrae or the bones in your back are now being squished in the opposite direction, and these back muscles are carrying all the work. Also very bad for your breathing and very bad for your pelvic floor, which we'll talk about in our next videos. So of these 2 problems, what do you think happens most in pregnancy? Well, you have a big baby, and your belly's getting bigger and bigger. It's pulling your hips forward. The tailbone is starting to stick out, and we're getting that big, deep, exaggerated curve in the spine. Now, this doesn't cause problems in and of itself because everyone in pregnancy is walking around like this. But if we've entered our pregnancy with postural issues like this or like this, then your pregnant body is going to exaggerate those issues, and it may cause a lot of problems throughout the pregnancy. So what do we do about this? How do we prevent these postural issues from impacting how we feel when we're pregnant? We need to know one more little bit of anatomy in order for me to explain this, but the bottom line is there's a correct way to stand. And so to show you that, I'm going to show you a little bit more about anatomy. So I want you to find on your hips, you may want to go into a private space because I'm going to have some hands on here, but you want to find your hip bones, right? If you sort of feel around where you think your hip bones are, find the little pokey bit that's sticking out, okay? That's called your anterior superior iliac spine. That word doesn't matter, it's your hip bone, and that's what I want you to find. The other thing I want you to find is your pubic bone. So run your hands down your groin, the creases between your legs, right? And then across to the middle, and you'll feel a hard surface. That's your pubic bone. So you'll have one hand on your pubic bone, and you'll have one hand on your hip bone, okay? That's the bit of anatomy I want you to understand. The correct way to stand with your hips in relation to your spine is that the pubic bone and that hip bone should be in the same plane. So they shouldn't be on a line like this or this. They should be up and down, lined up. So let me demonstrate what that looks like. That looks like if you were to take your hand again on your hip bone and one on your pubic bone, and you were to gently rotate your pelvis forward and back, you would see that those two bones, eventually you'll find the spot where they line up. You don't have the hip bone sticking forward, nor do you have the pubic bone sticking forward, but they're in the same plane. That is giving you the correct curve in your low back. That's giving you a long spine, and that's perfectly distributing your weight from the upper half of your body into the floor. That's giving you better breathing, better pelvic floor, more space for the baby to have the correct position, and it's going to ease all the strain on your low back. It might be a little easier to see this in the diagram above. If you look in the first picture, that's the Goldilocks scenario, right? This is where the pubic bone and the hip bone are in the same plane. They're straight up and down. You can draw a line from them. In the second picture in the middle, you see that the pelvis is tipped forward, so the hip bone, if this is the hip bone, is sticking out. The pubic bone is back here, right? And the line that's drawn in that diagram is at an angle, it's at a diagonal. So you can see in that picture it's got too much lumbar curve. This is where those vertebrae are really getting jammed. And in the third one we have the opposite scenario where your hip bone is kind of back like this, your pubic bone is forward, the tailbone is tucked, and now the vertebrae are getting squished in the opposite direction. That's maybe a little bit easier visual because you can really see the line of that plane. So now that we've found the best way, the healthiest way to stand, and mind you, this is not just in pregnancy, this is for men and women throughout life, right? Men can have issues with this too. But now that we've talked about finding the correct posture, I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to practice this. Try in the mirror, try when you're standing in line, when you're cooking in the kitchen. You might not always want to have your hands on your body when you're out in public, but try rolling your pelvis forward and back a little bit until you feel as though you've got the pubic bone and the hip bone in the same line. And then start to notice how this feels in your body. Depending on how you've normally been standing, it might feel really good to finally have a long, low back. It might also feel weird because if you're used to tucking under and now you're going the opposite direction, you might feel like you're sticking your booty out really far, even though it's the correct way to stand. So for the next week, just play around with this. Find out, the correct position for you, and you'll start to build a muscle memory. You'll start to feel inside your body if you're standing correctly or not. And then as we upload subsequent videos, you'll start to see how it really improves your health in other ways. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you find the correct way to stand. If you liked this, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe, and I look forward to teaching you more soon. Thank you.